This episode of Wisdom and Wellness is proudly brought to you by Discam Delivered, your on-demand delivery service available on the Discam app. Discam Delivered, from us to you on demand. Hello, Wisdom and Wellness family. Welcome to another episode. Today is quite exciting. This is not your channel, okay? Can you behave yourself? We are sitting with Malume YouTube.
Uncle, yes, Thato Rampedi. What's going on, guys?
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I'm actually really excited.
Really?
Yeah,
Are you
I'm
nervous?
really excited. A little bit.
I can see you like visit your hands. I'm shocked.
But I'm always very fidgety. Like if I do this, my hands are always shaking.
Is it? Even when you're doing your own videos?
Yeah, that's why I don't hold the camera much because.
Just like jittery.
Yeah.
I was watching your conversation with your two friends. I think the one is pretty boy. And the other guy, and you look pretty comfortable. It's like, okay, look at this guy talking about therapy like it's just another thing in his life.
Yeah, so Shem, those are my two friends, Matladi and Lucas. They are part of my podcast. My name is Mike.
Yeah.
And we've been friends since like first year, which is 2015. So with them, I'm obviously
like
a little bit
feedback,
more,
a little tequila. And then you
a little bit.
I've got some icebreaker questions for you.
Let's do it.
Okay, you ready? Mm-hmm. Where do you make your most money? YouTube or Instagram?
Instagram. Yo, I never thought I'd say that. Yeah, Instagram.
What's the most you made on Instagram?
Like a single post? Or like
single post.
Like a single post.
No, just in general. What's the most way
Like a
came in
campaign.
and it's just like, ha!
A campaign, like 120, like a campaign, 120.
Okay, so you're rich.
No. Money comes in and comes out just as fast. Yeah.
True. The investment is heavy. Second question, what's a secret talent that you don't talk about?
I wouldn't say it's a talent because I'm not that good, but I'm quite like, I studied music in high school. So I played the piano, I was part of the choir, I played the marimba.
Choir?
Yeah, I can't sing though.
Okay, so what were you doing in the choir?
So I was head of music like in high school. And it was just a role that I had to do. But I wasn't like, I was more management side.
Okay. Can you sing in key or you just like...
I can't sing at all, personally. I think I can't
So
sing.
now how are you leading the choir and you can't even give an example?
They made me the bass. So the bass is not that hard.
No, bass is very hard because like you have to sing the notes if you
The
don't
bass in
know
high school wasn't that hard.
Okay. If you don't sing the notes right, you can just hear it, Jay. Okay, last question. If you could go back to high school, there's that word, I don't know what they called you in high school. This girl told you, forgot the word. Anyway, if you could go back to school, would you stick to being the guy girls hang out with and don't date? Or you would be the guy who girls don't notice, but you can have one stable girlfriend?
I think the second one with the stable. No, the first one. I'll stick to being the guy everybody knows because that kind of grew my social skills.
Okay.
But I'd like to also be the guy with one girlfriend because I think I'd be a better boyfriend to future girlfriends if I had started earlier. Does that make sense?
To go in on that. Let's go deeper on that. What kind of boyfriend are you now?
No, right now I'm boyfriend of the year. Like now
Is it?
we're a good boyfriend. But obviously, like back in first year, second year, there was a lot of
excited.
things that I didn't like that I did. Like I was
Okay.
very like fast to respond.
Yeah.
I didn't think. I wasn't fighting the problem. I was fighting my partner.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're
so
excited.
I was too excited.
It happens.
I was young, guys.
Yeah. I mean, it was our first time meeting. Do you remember how we met?
Yes, yeah, YouTube Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how? Like we started talking.
Was it after the talk? Before the talk?
I asked you for your
for
food.
my yes, food,
asked you
yes.
for your
In the
food.
bus.
You were just sitting there and now
I had Burger King.
You had Burger King, yeah. You were sitting there and we share something in common. We both have a bit of social anxiety, right? And so you're sitting there in the bus and I could just see like you're just minding your business and I don't think you want anyone to talk to. And I'm sitting there, but now like people are coming in. So I'm like, this guy's got food. Let me go ask him for food. And then we started talking and then I realized you're not like a surface conversationalist. Like when you talk, you actually give a person their attention, right? And that's what I picked up from you. So now my question is, have you managed or are you managing to operate better in bigger spaces, or do you really just prefer to, let me stick to one person, let me find that person and give them my all?
Yeah, no, I definitely love the one-on-ones. Like I prefer speaking to one person. But I am getting there with like big groups of people.
Yeah.
I don't want to pop. I want to be there and like now my opinion or my comment doesn't really mean much to people.
Yeah.
So either like I'm to myself.
Yeah.
And then if you want to have a conversation, let's have one.
Yeah. But sometimes it can come off as like you being rude.
Rude.
Especially when people know you.
Yeah, a lot of people think I'm rude and like snags. Yeah, and it's like, no, I'm not. I just don't know how to speak to people.
I know. We went to like a big event. We're supporting a friend, and it was like a big space. And my husband is like good at it. He greets everybody and I literally just wanted to hide behind the trees. I'm just like, how do we do this?
I think with your husband, that's my brother for me. So every time I go to social spaces, my brother's there.
Okay.
And he's there making jokes, speaking to everybody.
Just
I'm just there like, I know him.
That's funny. I enjoyed your talk at YouTube Black and you told your story. So I actually want to give you the opportunity to tell it. And we'll start by, you finish high school, you go to varsity, then what?
Go to varsity, I've been told my whole life that I have to be an engineer. So obviously I enrolled in engineering. I was meant to study mechanical engineering, but then I enrolled for...
So smart.
Yeah, I was always just enough, not enough. I was meant to do mechanical engineering, and then I didn't apply for the wrong thing. So I got into computer engineering.
How did you apply for the wrong thing?
I don't know, but they said that I clicked the wrong thing. So my dad found out, he was like, what?
What kind of mistake is that?
What kind of mistake is that?
Yeah.
So now we get there and I can't actually go into mechanical because it's twofold, so I can't change over. So I'm forced to do computer engineering for 6 months. Eventually I transfer and I'm finally doing mechanical, very happy. Pretty much failed like 40% everything I was doing. Like, failed all the maths modules, supplementary exams, summer schools. And then the second year started, then I started like progressing a bit, starting to fail a little bit less, but still wasn't very happy. Then I changed to industrial and systems engineering.
Yeah.
Then from there I started passing. Like I was back to being an A student. It was good now.
A student? Second year, engineering?
No, this is like third year, A-ish.
Jeez, even worse. Yeah.
But it was more different because industrial and systems is more like business and like how to make things better, process improvements. So it aligned with the way I thought.
Yeah.
Then from there, I started doing YouTube around that time. Fast track, end of the year, and it's time to find jobs. I applied for a job at a bank, got the job at the bank, but I wanted to be a full-time YouTuber because it was so much fun and I really loved vlogging, storytelling.
And you know how much you're about to earn?
Yeah, and I know how much, I think can I say the bank's name?
Yeah.
I think it was F&B.
Yeah.
And the grad program was about like, they offered me like 35 to 40K a month.
And you're probably what, how old? Like 21?
Yeah, I'm like 22.
Damn.
I think I'm 22 or 23. And then now there's YouTube and there's AdSense of like 1.5 a month, 2.5 a month. But I'm really happy doing it and the brand deals are making sense. So I made the decision about like November, like, okay, I'm going to be a YouTuber. Like October, I'm going to be a YouTuber, I'm going to do it. And then I got YouTube Black and then that just solidified everything. And I said, you know, with YouTube Black, I'm definitely going to go.
This is not long ago. This is last year. Year before last.
No, this is 2 years ago. So
yeah, the year before last.
Yeah,
2021.
Yeah, 2021, I think.
Yeah.
I've been out of school for this is my third year out of school, so it's been 2 years out of school.
So you never ever went to your traditional job?
I've never had a job. Like I've never had 9 to 5. I've never worked. I've done like vacation work aligned with my degree in December.
Yeah.
But I've never had a job.
Sure.
It's always just been side hustles and now YouTube.
If you could go back, would you still go through doing your degree, or would you rather have gone into the creative space or studied something more creative immediately?
Yeah, and I definitely still stuck with my degree. I think I've done everything that I went through, like failing, computer, mechanical, all the different degrees, because it just gave me something different that most creatives don't have, I think. Yeah. It made me very like strategic and this is a business, but then you can have fun and obviously showcase that. Yeah. So definitely still have my degree. I wouldn't go back and do like film or anything like that, but I do want to study film.
You still want to go study?
Film, yeah, I know, but like something different.
Okay.
But like a year course.
You don't feel like YouTube is doing enough?
No, I think
teaching you?
It is doing a lot.
Yeah.
But then there's just some things where I think in a certain setting I'd like excel.
But I can actually understand why you would do it, because I look at your YouTube channel and like I was just trying to study it, and for you it feels, for me when I go in your channel, it feels more like what can I call it? Like a channel, because you use it more for producing your work, directing your work. So it's not just like, this is me, follow me, this is what I do. But it's more so you're producing these shows, you're directing these shows, and you're coming up with different concepts.
I don't have a niche.
You don't? Do you not think that's a problem?
I think it's a huge problem because like people, like I've got like 5-6 different segments of different types of shows. Like it's the reality show, speed dating show, my vlogs, my mini reality show, my own like different types of vlogs.
And 2 podcasts.
2 podcasts, yeah. And then now people subscribe for the podcast. Now I'm posting vlogs and they're like, huh? Now YouTubers, they're like, your subscribers aren't coming back to watch your content because everything I'm doing is seasonal. So it's a big
But I mean, I don't don't think it's a big problem. I think as time goes and as you do more of it, it will narrow down and you'll find what you need to focus on. I think it's better to actually do that, because there you kind of find your gift, and in all of it you kind of narrow down that, okay, this is what I'm interested in, and your audience gets used to it.
That's what I'm hoping. I need to find my thing soon, because I'm tired of just being all over the place.
No, but it's fine. I don't think so. I don't think you need the pressure of having to find your thing. I think you're doing well. I think you're doing well.
Thank you.
Tell me about your dad. How's your relationship with your dad?
Yeah, shame. He raised me. Like, my dad was a prison dad. He was a big like inspiration of mine and like everything I did. Like he was studying accounting. I wanted to become an accountant. He's business minded. I want to also have like businesses and like excel my businesses. Very strict, firm, petty man. So
I can tell.
Yeah, he's very, very petty. Like, it's either if you do things right and his way, you get like, he says, well done, he's proud of you.
Yeah.
Make one small mistake, it's like the subject matter every single time you have dinner, every time you see him.
No.
So
that's a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Like, I think I heard the first I'm proud of you from my dad like recently. Like maybe like less than a year ago.
In your whole life?
My whole life, yeah, my whole life. So he's a very firm man. Like getting a compliment from him, like it means a lot.
Did you cry?
Yeah. I think I called my boys. I'm like, guys, he finally said it. He said, I'm proud of you. I called my brother. My brother was like, what? I haven't got that yet. I'm like, hey, man, I'm not the same. So yeah, very loving man, very strict man, very smart man. He went to Harvard. He studied quite a bit.
Yeah. Do you think that's why there's do you feel like it's pressure, or do you feel like it's love?
With my dad, it's definitely all love. Like,
okay.
I think we decoded it like last week because of my brother and his friend. Last week, yeah. Because we were like, let's put ourselves in like our dad's shoes. Mm-hmm. Like, he's just gotten married. He's had a firstborn son. He's been living his life like this. Now his life is changing, and now he's got kids and he has to raise them. Now his kids are failing. He's taking them to the best schools. He's sacrificing so much. So imagine all that pressure, all that stress that he's going through. Yeah. Obviously, as kids, we don't know how to receive it. But like last week, we were like, yo,
that's love.
That's love. And he's been trying so hard, and he's just wanted the best for us our whole lives.
Yeah.
Like, even though we're like, yo, he's got toxic traits, like he's just been trying, you know?
Yeah.
So we kind of like all forgave him last week in that little session.
That's so beautiful. That it happened recently. I mean, I wanted to touch on that because you talk about your dad a lot. And so I have a younger brother and an older brother, and I've looked at their relationship. I have a good relationship with my dad, but my dad's not like at all. I mean, I think our dads are from a different generation where like their love is, here are the opportunities.
Yes, that's the best thing to do.
Yeah, best thing to do, discipline. But my dad's softening up now. But I look at his relationship with my brothers versus with me. And my brother's still very young. And for him, it still feels like, oh, Dad, that is
hard.
It's just too hard.
Yeah.
So how do you think that affected your relationship with him growing up?
Yeah, shame. So that's the thing. I think he was being really hard because he knows that like the real world is hard.
Yeah.
So it's like, rather I'm hard with you now than later.
Yeah.
But it made me, like, in times it made me resent him. It made me not want to be in spaces with him. He worked pretty far. He was working in Eastern Cape. So he'd be gone Monday to Friday. Friday he'd come back and I'd pretty much run to my room and try like avoid him just to like be alone. Because I was like, yo, I'm gonna get another lecture or another talk about something. Or he's gonna tell me how this is bad, this is the best thing to do. So I'd always try and avoid him. But as I grew older, I started understanding him more and more, bit by bit. Yeah. So to dads listening, don't be too hard. Like, if you're hard, tell them why you're being so hard.
Yeah, that would lead up to my next question. As a dad, what would you take from him? When you become a dad, what would you take from the way that he raised you, and what would you slightly adjust?
Shim, I think the importance of like work ethic.
Yeah.
That's very important. I think I'd implement that with my kids. But I think I'd have more conversations with my kids and try and understand what my kids want to do and what they don't want to do.
Yeah.
So it's like, as a parent, I think he thought he had to be very firm. Like, this is what you do. A kid can't have an opinion because you're a kid. But I think with me in the future, I want my kids to have opinions, to say, oh, Papa, 100%. I like this. I actually don't like that. Or I actually prefer like strawberry yogurt over vanilla yogurt. Or I want to play piano because I think it sounds cool or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I think I definitely would have more conversations with my kids and hear them out, you know, and give them a safe space. Like, how was your day?
Yeah.
So when the future comes, like now I'm 26 in March, and my parents are trying so hard to like engage with me and like have conversations. But I'm like, we've never done that before.
Now
like,
it's hard.
Yeah, now it's hard. And like, someone started quite young with my kids.
Yeah. But I mean, I think you're very vocal about therapy as well. And I'm sure therapy is teaching you this, that I actually learned this last year during a therapy session, and I defend my parents a lot because my parents love me and I know that, and it was evident. And so I think throughout that session, I'm defending my parents without noticing that I'm doing it. And she said, it's okay to love your parents, to respect them, and still be mad at them. And then forgive them.
Yeah.
And that was so freeing, because in allowing that anger of where I felt like, they could have done better, I allowed myself to have empathy, like you say, understand where he comes from, why they make these decisions, and how we got to this specific place. And then it's easier to forgive. And like you say, now it's time. Now they want to have those dinner conversations. Then it becomes easy. Like you sort of have to lead the way.
You lead the way, and you understand that it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, this morning, my mom called me, and I was like, usually it's a quick call.
Yeah.
Hey, what's happening? What you go to this thing? Yes, no. And I'm like, Mom, how are you? How are you doing? Like, how's work? For her, she was like, I'm fine. What's wrong? Like,
Like, what's happening?
Are you sick? Then I'm like, no, I'm just checking if you're good. She's like, oh, okay, cool. I'm good. Thanks, boy. Are you good? Then I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. It is up to us to teach them as well. Like, this is how we do things now. Like,
it's awkward. It's really hard in the beginning. And funny enough, during December, I asked my parents for like a nice for Christmas, instead of just eating away and just laughing like whatever, I asked, can we actually just have a conversation? Let's reflect on the year. Let's talk about what's bothering who.
It didn't happen.
No. It didn't happen because my grandparents are there and my uncle, and it just became a very like busy time.
Yeah.
But then beginning of the year, we had like a family situation based off communication. My mom says, I actually see why you wanted to have that dinner. It's so necessary. Like we need to get past that line of discomfort and start having those conversations. Like, Dad, I didn't like what you did.
Yeah. In 1999.
Yeah, 1999.
On the 12th of
and
March.
he gets to apologize, and if he doesn't, it's still
okay.
okay.
Yeah. I think it's very important to make an effort now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, like families just, I think it's anticipated if we don't.
Yeah, and also we don't want surface relationships.
Yeah.
We want deeper, meaningful relationships.
100%.
When was your first therapy session? How did you get so acquainted with therapy? And why do you talk about mental health so much?
Yeah. So I've actually only been to therapy like once, and I tried again a second time.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Serious, yeah. So on the podcast you're referencing, that episode was speaking about therapy because one of our friends wanted to try. First time I went, I absolutely hated it. I felt like I was being gaslit the whole time.
Like, what? Gaslit?
Yeah, it's like, when you tell someone your feelings and they're like, no, that's wrong. That's not how you should be feeling. Then I was like, that's not what they said therapy is like.
I don't like this.
So I waited again like 6 months, and then from there, I realized that I actually don't like being so vulnerable with the person. So I started journaling and being vulnerable with myself. So like my therapy for me is like, I journal pretty much like once or twice a week. Speak about the week, what made me happy, what made me sad. And it's like, it's my form of like prayer, because my mom is very religious. So with me, growing up, I always struggled with being religious and believing in God. And I was like, no, like I understand how like God is working. It's all for this purpose. Like it's a strategy to check in with yourself. So I always check in with myself. Obviously, like my mom then spoke to me and explained to me about faith. Still like fought with her for a while, and then eventually I got into faith.
Okay.
And now I believe in God, and everything is like.
Let's stay there. Why were you fighting with her with faith?
I went to a Catholic school. So I went to a Catholic school for all boys, and I felt like it was being shoved down our throats. Yeah. In primary school, I grew up in Limpopo. It was very chill. Like we used to go to church every Sunday. It was a community. It made sense. It was family. We prayed with purpose. But now it's like in high school, it's like you have to say this prayer, and they don't explain to you what the prayer kind of means. So I felt like this was like military, where you have to do these things, and I don't understand why.
That's what religion does versus spirituality.
Yeah. So I was very anti it. My mom was always trying. She always be praying. She always prayed with purpose. Yeah. Like she prays in Setswana, prays with purpose. It makes sense. It's based on the week. It's based on what's coming. And that always showed me that, okay, cool. She's low-key just like in a therapy session with herself. Like she's speaking to God, and then she's got all those weights on her shoulders and she's just giving it to God.
Yeah.
I'm like, that sounds really nice. Like I want to give God what's on my shoulders. So I started understanding and giving God what's on my shoulders and writing stuff. Yeah.
I actually like that you mentioned that, because I mean, I think since COVID, there's a lot of go to therapy and an emphasis on mental health, which is really, really good. But like you said, therapy isn't the only answer. For some, it works. It works for me. I believe in therapy. But like for you, you found an outlet through just writing things down.
Writing and speaking to God,
Do you feel like it's enough, or do you sometimes feel like, maybe there's more, or I need another feeling? Like, do you ever feel like it's enough, or do you just trust the process?
So like 9 times out of 10, I feel like it's not enough, but it's like it does what it has to do in that moment in time. And then like as the days go, I understand why I journal, because it kind of motivates me to like continue my week, or to forget things that happened in the previous week. So it doesn't feel like it's enough, but it is working for me like on a week-to-week basis. I do crave like more. I do crave more understanding of myself, more understanding of my purpose. And I think I need to find a way to actually get that.
What is that? I do crave more understanding of my purpose. Do you not feel like you are living in your purpose? Firstly, what is your definition of purpose?
Purpose. It's what's... Oh, that's such a tricky question.
It is. I know it is. Think about it.
I definitely say it's what makes you happy, like in your day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month, and what makes you happy and what you could be doing for enjoyment for yourself and for people around you. It's like what's good for your community, what's good for you. Like, how are you contributing towards society, contributing towards the people that you love? Because I feel like we're on Earth and it's like, it's finishing. So, like, let's have as much fun as we can. Like, if we've got people around us, let's build a strong community. So I'm trying to find my purpose in life, like, what am I set to do?
Do you not feel like you're living in your purpose? Because I look at you and I'm just like, this guy knows what he's... I mean, obviously we all have moments where we're like, what the hell am I doing? But I look at you and what you just described, you look like you enjoy your work. I saw you go on stage at the YouTube Black and you stood out for me and you came alive. And I was inspired to go look at my story again. And that's exactly what you described, that I'm enjoying doing this. And while enjoying doing this, I'm still serving other people.
Yeah. True. I think it's a trait of mine that I've actually like identified quite some time ago, and I'm still working on it because of how hard my dad was. It's like, as much as, even if you can find your purpose, or how hard life has been, even if you can find your purpose, sometimes you don't see it, or because you have to do more, you don't feel like it's enough. So I feel like there's a lot of moments where I'm like, wow, I'm proud of you, Thato, like you're doing really well. But it's like, what's the next step? Like we need to keep going. Like this can't be the end.
Relatable. I had a dinner with a friend on Monday and I was preparing for a shoot, big exciting shoot, and I said to her, I can't find that feeling of like being proud. It feels like I'm about to go tick another list, another box. And I don't want to like live like that anymore, because it's not fun anymore. Like you just become an overachiever who just gets things done and gets things done, and you just...
It's not nice. And then once those things are done, it's like you live in like, what's next? Like I'm not doing anything now. Like I see with me, like I'll be doing things that are putting me in like extreme emotions, like so much fun. It's challenging. This is like different. And then from there I do them and it's amazing. And then sometimes I'll be like, okay, cool, what's next? Then I stop. Like I'll have like 3 days off and I'll just be like, what am I doing with my life?
Like I'm wasting my life.
I'm wasting my time. Like I need to go shoot a podcast. Like I need to plan something. Like what am I doing? So I struggle with sitting still. Which is why I think I'm still trying to find my purpose.
I get that. I guess I'm finding something in common with us, and looking at my childhood as well, I felt like my parents had very high expectations of me. I think being a firstborn and in school, when you achieve, it's almost as if the more you achieve, the more they realize, you can do this. Let's push the bar even more. And to a certain extent, it's good. I think it's helped me. But then we have to find it in ourselves to be content. And to be okay with not doing the next thing, which is not really going to happen.
But we can try.
But more than anything, if we can't achieve that, we should at least try and celebrate and enjoy what we've done.
That's so true.
When's the last time you actually celebrated, and was it intentional or it just happened?
I'm trying to think. I used to celebrate a lot. Like I used to love celebrating. I used to celebrate my YouTube milestones. So like when I hit 20,000 subscribers, 50K, 100K, it was a party. It was a very lit, exclusive party. Like just friends and family. But like now I stopped counting like my subscribers, because I think I'm waiting to celebrate. I think my mindset, like I'm waiting to celebrate like the next successful business that I do. So I think I'm on pause with the celebrations until I find my feet in terms of like having sustainable businesses running based on what I've built.
Have you ever looked at your subscribers as people? Because I'll be like, oh, we've got 165,000 subscribers or 200,000 subscribers, and my husband would say 200,000 people.
I don't think I've ever had that perspective. No.
It's a good perspective.
It's a good perspective.
Because you're just like, that was 25,000 people who sat down and watched, and 50 of them. Can you imagine being in a big hall and there's 25,000 people who've decided they are coming, and then 50 of them give feedback in real time?
Sure. That's crazy, yeah. I've never had that perspective before.
We should. It's perspective.
I should, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially beautiful.
You just recently mentioned that you're going back to the gym and you're going back to
exercising.
Exercising.
Time to fetch our bodies.
Fetch our bodies. I want to talk about your relationship with your body, and only because you've been vulnerable about it.
Yes.
Growing up, you were the fat kid, right? And you talk about your school uniform, how your blazer was your safety.
It's my crutch.
That's your that's your safety, your crutch, and you kept your jelly beans.
Yeah, sour jelly beans.
I want to hear about that experience growing up as a teenage boy and how that felt like living in that body on a daily basis.
Yeah. Damn, it's crazy. It was very overwhelming. Like, I think so growing up, like, my siblings were both like very, very skinny. Like, my dad was quite fit because he exercised. My brother was quite skinny. My sister was quite skinny. So I was always like compared to them. So it wasn't nice. Like, I kind of hated like waking up every day because it's like you'd wake up, you'd be fine until you find a mirror, and it's like boom. It's like, damn, that's how I look.
Yeah.
You go to the mall as a kid, like even from, I remember like primary school, like I think grade 6. You're at the mall, you're happy with your family.
Yeah.
And someone comes up, she's like, hey man, what do you eat? Ujaying? Then I'm like, huh? Like, I eat like spaghetti and mince and like, no, but what are you eating to make your body look like that?
Sure.
I'm still like, yo. Jeez. Aren't you like meant to be an adult? I'm a kid. You get me? So those things were like, they weren't nice. And then because of those constant comments happening from family functions, I hated like being outside. Which is why, if I think about it now, I think that's why maybe I might have social anxiety.
Yeah.
Or I used to have like a form of social anxiety because when I step outside, there'd be some sort of conversation about how I look and how people perceive me.
Sure.
So it made me socializing very difficult. It made me enjoying my days very difficult.
This is now enjoying every single day.
Every single day, yeah. I think I can say it like every single day. Like it wasn't a once a week thing. Every single day I wake up and I just be like, yo, I hate how I look.
Sure.
I've got man boobs. I've got a stomach. Like, I've got like feminine features. Like I've got like big thighs. I've got like a big bunda. And
a big what?
Big bunda. It's like a big bum.
Okay.
Slang, sorry.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I just wouldn't be happy with how I looked. And I'd be so sad all the time.
Yeah.
Until like maybe grade 9, 10. But mom was like, okay, cool, you seem sad. Like, here's a diet. Here's a what. Let's try. I lost a lot of weight. I think I was banting in like grade 10, probably 15.
What?
Banting.
Yeah.
Like,
I know, I've heard of it. I thought it's a new science, but like to hear you did it like...
Yeah. No carbs, like high fat diet.
Yeah.
Lost like 20 something kgs. Lost a lot of weight.
Sure.
But I lost it very fast and very unhealthy.
Which is not sustainable.
So like within a year, it came back swanging and like...
Times 3.
You get me? Like in university came back and I just gained all this weight from first year. And then I think around like third year, I just accepted that, okay, cool, this is how I look.
Yeah.
This is who I am. It's okay. And then I started telling myself that I have to actively like make a decision of working on it myself. Otherwise, I'm just going to be sad.
Yeah.
I think even in my podcast, I was even saying, when you're referring to, I was like, yo, like in life, like you have control. So why not take control of this thing if it makes you sad, like in a couple of hours?
Yeah.
So now I'm taking control. Like my diet has changed quite drastically, exercising. And I'm telling myself that as long as I just keep doing some sort of effort, at least every 2-3 days, that should be good.
Yeah, sure. Tell me about sports. Were you able to play sports in
school? So I played rugby.
Yeah.
So my school sports was compulsory. So I played rugby and I played basketball.
Yeah.
But I remember like during PE, we used to have to swim.
Yeah.
So I used to say I can't swim when I could swim.
Jeez.
So I decided to take off my t-shirt and then I'll just play like with a soccer ball or something.
Oh man.
Yeah. So it wasn't nice.
Yeah.
Even when I used to run, like during athletics, like when you run obviously as a big guy, like your man boobs are moving, your stomach is moving.
Yeah.
And I used to be like, yo, I want to go do a high jump because everyone's going to be staring at me and looking at me and like
it takes away
jokes.
So much from
childhood.
And it's sad because not only do you experience that in school, but you experience that with family, with adults. And when you talk about it and be like, no, stop bullying or stop speaking of people's weight, it feels like you're being overly sensitive. But like listening to you tell it back how this thing affects your everyday life. It affects your activity as a child. It affects your upbringing. And it even affects like drastic measures like banting and losing 20 kilogram only to bring it back on.
To bring it back on, yeah.
Sure.
Even like just being like, even like having like values like family. Like for me, like I want to be in a room with my family because a comment's going to come through. Sure. I want to visit my grandparents because they're going to comment about how I've gained weight like these past couple of months. So it stops a lot. It kind of restricts quite a bit.
How would you have rather been treated?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think it's very important that people that are close to me, family, comment on like my weight because
you think it's important that they do.
I think it is important that you do because I mean, if you become an unhealthy person, you can get a lot of diseases. You can fall sick, and it's not good for you.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would say the way they said it, or what maybe my parents or family could do to assist in how like my unhealthy habits were like. And I always think that like, you know, parents could obviously contribute a little bit more towards what I was intaking, but they just wanted the best for me and for me to be happy.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even be like they weren't trying. They were trying to give me what I wanted.
Yeah.
So I always think like,
how would it rather be? Yeah, because I mean, we want to be educated because there's a lot of families who have these situations where there's the child who looks different from everybody else. And most times I think from family comments come from, like you say, concern. Like we want the
love.
best from you. But maybe it doesn't always come out like what's the best way to say it. To actually say, hey.
I think there should always only be family and close friends. I think everyone else should never comment.
Not even close friends, unless you tell them.
Close friends, like my best friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And family. Otherwise, external entities shouldn't comment on each other's weight.
Yeah.
I think that's weird.
Yeah. How did you find your confidence? Because you seem pretty confident. I think, in fact, you are very confident. Or you've learned to be confident.
I think I've learned to be confident, yeah. No, but I can say I'm confident.
Yeah.
I don't get intimidated anymore. I'll never forget those. I was with my dad. Everything was my dad. I was with my dad once. I think I was in grade 11. And I was working for his company, like during school holidays. And I went to go on site because it's like a construction company. And then my dad saw an interaction with me and somebody else. And this guy was like, hey. And I was like, hey, nice to meet you. And I was like, raised up my hand quite quickly. And then I shook his hand. And I was like, next time you see somebody, I want you to be cool, calm, and collected. You stand firm. You take out your hand very slowly. Then you give them a firm handshake.
Yeah.
And you always think before you speak. You must always be calm and collected.
Yeah.
So from that day, I was like, yo, everything I do must be calm and collected. I must be slow. So every time I see you, I'll be like, it's slow motion because of what you said.
Yeah.
But also, like, I think I'd have to really, like, thank my past relationships. Like, there's certain girls who give me a lot of confidence. Like, I think my first girlfriend in university or second girlfriend in university, she was just still like, bro, you're amazing, you look perfect. Like, I love you the way you are. Like, I love these things about you. So hearing that from that partner was really nice. It's affirming, and it just gave me, okay, cool, I'm not that bad.
Yeah, I was like,
she says I look nice. Like, you know, maybe I do look nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny how you say about your dad saying you have to slow down. I like these little threads on Twitter. The only reason I'm on Twitter, there's these threads like on how to be muscular, how to make money by 45. They're silly, but I mean, they've got some good stuff. And one of the things that's always there in the threads is always, and this one specifically for men, always speak slower. Slow, because when you're just jumpy and quick, it's just like, okay.
It's hard to hear what you're saying.
It's hard to hear what you're saying. And it shows a lack of, no, but not really. But I mean, like what you're saying with the example of just higher, it's like, okay.
I used to be like, okay, I'm trying to think how I used to speak. I used to speak like this, when I speak to my speak. That's how I used to speak. Like,
yeah. And then everyone always says sorry.
Yeah,
excuse me.
And you get tired of the sorry.
And then it's not nice. Also, then you feel like
then you just keep quiet.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not good enough. Clearly, why am I even?
I have to say everything twice.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
How'd you find the confidence to pick up a camera? Did you think about how people would talk about you, how they'd perceive you, or by that time you were just like, hey, look, I'm just doing my thing?
It's crazy. Like, I've never actually had like anxiety or fear when I picked up a camera. Like, I think that's why I love YouTube so much. Like, when I picked up the camera, I was always like, okay, cool, this is fun, let's go. Yeah, and just speak to the camera. So I've never been like, yo, what are they gonna say? What's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Who's gonna see this? Will it get views? I've never had that mindset ever.
Yeah. Jeez, lucky you. You did a show, one of your reality shows that trended.
On YouTube then.
Yeah. And there was obviously a whole lot of
lots.
like a lot. And you probably caught some smoke.
Yeah, a lot of smoke.
How'd you deal with it? Did you sit there like, we're killing this? Or was it,
no,
we've got some work to do?
Yeah, it was the second thing you said. So with the show, it's meant to come out every Thursday or every Tuesday for like a good month.
Yeah.
So now because of everything happening, I fast-tracked it because I was so anxious. So I was like, I'm tired of feeling this way. I'm tired of all the tweets. I'm tired of trending. I'm tired of everything. I don't care about the views anymore. I don't care about the show anymore. I'm just going to fast track it. So I ended up posting it every 3 days.
Sure.
Like I posted it within 7 days instead of posting over a month because I wanted it to finish. Because I was like, what did I do? What's happening? Did I make a mistake? I'm so overwhelmed. This is just too much. And I was like, nah, I want this thing to finish.
Yeah.
So like obviously after 2-3 weeks of drama, people forget.
Yeah.
So I can go back to normal. Because I hated it so much.
Yeah, that was not fun.
It wasn't fun, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you got the views, you got the AdSense. It was nice end of the month, but the anxiety is, What did you learn? What was your biggest takeaway from that experience?
I think I need to remove myself from like in my emotions when I create a project.
Impossible.
Yeah.
I can tell you now.
With the show, I shouldn't have fast-tracked it. I should have just let it happen the way it's meant to happen, even if it's good or bad or whatever. I think I should need to remove my emotions. Because like now if you're too emotional, if you're like the comments on Twitter are getting to you, it's just gonna mess with the brain. So I wish I scripted the show.
Okay. On paper, it makes sense to remove your emotions.
Yeah.
Right? Makes sense, obviously.
Sounds easy even.
It sounds easy, but your whole essence, your emotions are what makes your things work.
That's true.
I like to speak about it, that the very same thing that makes me brilliant is the very same thing that is almost detrimental.
Do you know?
Yeah. And in life, you kind of just like have to figure that out.
It's like a yin and yang. It's like a balance.
Yeah. How was the support from YouTube Black?
Amazing.
What did you do with the money? Because it's got a lot of
amazing.
Money. We went the same year.
I was the first. You were the second class, no?
I was the second class.
Yeah, I was the first class.
Okay, so I still got more money. So
yeah,
but your money was still good.
Yeah, it's still good. You got a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really good. So for me, it gave me a lot of confidence. So it's like, okay, cool. Like you create videos on YouTube, and now YouTube is saying, out of 110 people in the world, want to help you.
Sure.
So for me, it gave me confidence. Like, okay, cool. I'm doing the right thing. The money helped me quite a bit. Helped me fund my shows. So my first show, Looking for Mjolo, I used YouTube Black money for that show.
All of it.
No, not all of it. No ways.
Okay.
Maybe like 10%, 5%, not a lot, yeah. I probably, So I used it for that show. And then that show did well, it trended, and then they made some AdSense. And I used that AdSense to fund the second show. So now I've removed myself from the YouTube Black money. Like, and now I'm using the money that I've made from the first show. So make season 1, make season 2, make season 3. They're funding each other. Then for me, I was like, I need something different, something new, man. So I came up with the reality show YouTube then. So I used the money from the third season and the second season because I like saving to then fund.
When do you buy stuff for yourself? With your other money?
I do, but like I used to waste my money. I used to actually go out a lot to like activities and fun stuff.
Okay, clubs.
Yeah, I was heavy in the club culture last year. Don't club anymore.
Yeah,
and just traveling without purpose, like just traveling to go.
Just because you can.
Just because I could, yeah.
Okay. Continue.
So then I funded our YouTube then with that money.
Yeah.
So for a long time, for like I think a good 11 months, I only used my YouTube Black money once.
Sure.
For the Looking for Mjolo. Then from there, because the shows were doing well, because my following was good enough, I was getting a lot of brand deals. So I probably made like 3 times what the YouTube money gave me. So I don't use my YouTube Black money at all until the first time, and then COVID times.
Yeah.
So I was making enough money where I didn't need to actually pull the YouTube Black funds money. But because I had that money, it gave me confidence to make decisions which helped me make other money.
It gave you like confidence. You've got a bit of an edge.
Yeah. Like I've got money, let me go make a risk, and then that risk worked out. It made me more money. Make another risk.
If all else failed, would you go back to asking for a job from the bank?
I don't think so. I don't think I feel qualified enough anymore to like go work. Like I'd have to do a lot of learning.
Yeah.
I think if all things failed, I'd become a DP. I'd become behind the scenes.
Okay.
I'd maybe become entrepreneurial. Like I'd go like sell bricks or something, like brick making or some sort of like hustle somewhere else. But I wouldn't go use my degree, no. Yeah. Like for a 9 to 5. No.
Okay. So now a lot of people obviously want to get in the creator space. And there's a lot of room actually.
A lot of space.
There's a lot of room, and I don't think people have that confidence. What do you say to people who want to start that YouTube channel but don't have numbers or want to not take the job but there's no actual security?
Yeah. I was actually thinking, like brainstorming this morning about a project. I think it's so important for people to stop like trying to go into, I know this might sound weird, trying to go into like lifestyle and just vlogging and like what seems to be cool on YouTube, what everyone else is doing. There's so many powerful niches out there which people could do.
Yeah.
So like forget about not having the cameras and stuff. I use the phone for 2 years. Use your phone, use what you have.
Yeah.
Focus on the sound. If you're really worried about quality, that's the most important thing, the sound.
Yep.
So use another phone to record the sound. And then from there, pick a niche which you have associated some sort of passion with. So if you love swimming, or if you love pools, or if you love like gardening, like create videos about gardening. These are the top 5 things to garden like better.
Yeah.
Or like this is how you get your grass extra green. And you'll be surprised with the views because
But how are you gonna get videos for the whole year?
I'm sure
Every week on grass.
I think I could do it.
You could.
I think I could
I'm
do it.
challenging you.
I'm not gonna accept the challenge, but I could do it.
Every day, every week.
Once a week, I'm pretty sure you can
Once
speak
a week.
about
And how long is the video?
10 minutes.
And
You can speak about. Speak about the types of grass. How do you get different? You can pick the types of grass, the history of grass,
The history of grass.
the grass with different seasons. How to get this type of trimming.
Okay.
You
You've
can
already
speak
given me
about manure.
5,
You can
6
speak about.
episodes.
You can do a lot. It's like how to grow your grass organically without. You can do a lot.
Yeah. This is an actual masterclass for someone out there because I mean, people think all there is beauty. Like you said,
Yeah.
beauty, lifestyle
Lifestyle,
vlog. But there's
travel.
stuff people are interested in. And then there's people who do pranks.
Yeah.
I've been challenged to do a prank, but it's just, I don't know. I don't think I'm that funny too.
Yeah. Pranks are hard, and it's like, is it worth it on my relationship? Like
Have you had bad experience?
with pranks.
Yeah.
Nah, not really. Not. I think the people that I date are very lighthearted. So when I prank them, they.
Wait, and also, how do you now draw the line between? Because now, if I'm gonna date you, now I must be worried. You're gonna prank
That's
me.
true.
Do you ask for permission? Do you,
That's
do you
true. I
put
think
it on the table in the first or what?
I think everyone has different strategies. Like a lot of the pranks in Africa are fake. So like they tell their partners like, "Yo,
Oh,
this is what we're
that's
doing today."
Yeah.
And then the other ones is like, "Hey, how would you feel about pranks?" Like, I wouldn't mind. Okay, cool. Let's get into it. So I think if you're gonna go into pranking, like ask your girlfriend or your partner like for consent.
Yeah. And
Before,
then,
and then wait 2 weeks and then prank them.
What's the best prank you've done?
The best prank I've done was on Balipi and Tabi, these 2 YouTubers from Botswana. So they were my friends, came to my house, and then from there I said I have a new cleaner coming, right? And then I said, guys, we have to prank the cleaner and be mean to the cleaner.
Okay.
So the cleaner comes, and then they're all being mean to her. They're dropping eggs on the floor, dropping water. But then the cleaner the whole time has been one of their favorite YouTubers, Google it in Yansumba. So then like they weren't actually pranking the cleaner, I was pranking them, thinking they're pranking somebody.
Oh gosh.
And then Google revealed that it was her, and they were like, "Oh damn, Google!
Oh jeez.
we love you."
Yes, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Did they die of laughter? Was it funny?
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny.
Sure,
Really
guys.
funny.
So, okay, I guess the trick with pranks is that let it actually be a prank.
Let it be a
Don't
prank. I
Don't
think let it be
prepare
a-
people
Yeah.
and say it's a prank.
And let it be also nice. Like let the ending be nice.
Yeah,
you know?
let it be fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd rather not. There was a time where I think the prank of was it food? We had to drink drinks or like some sort of
Do
drink.
like nasty or something.
Yeah, nasty drinks, and we were challenged. Like I think it was during lockdown where all these challenges were happening, and I was just like, nah,
Did you do it?
Nah. I don't know. I'm too boring for that. I'm just.
I get that.
Yeah, no, I take things way too seriously. But maybe one day I'll get into it. So, what's your plans for the next year, next 5 years?
Yeah. I was actually doing my 1 year plan like last
Okay.
night. I want to get into travel. Like I've been traveling quite a bit. But I want to travel with a purpose. Like I want to go to different cities in Limpopo and check if they're dead or they're alive, how's their tourism, and also tell people stories within those cities. So on Sunday I'm traveling to Limpopo, where like the province I come from, and I'm going to like deep within the rural areas. And there's this guy who was in prison for like 15 years.
Yeah.
And then now he just like smokes weed and then he works really hard. So I want to tell his story and then go to Polokwane and check is Polokwane like a dead city? What's happening there?
Yeah.
Like how's the business side? So I just want to go to cities, like interview people that are contributing towards the city, black businesses, people with crazy stories, and then just try to showcase it.
Sure, that's incredible. I love the story of the guy who's now he's doing
Yeah.
incredible things and he just
Yeah, yeah.
smokes weed and does incredible things. Oh, it's interesting. It's always nice to find out, especially for someone who's been in jail, because it's easy to just put a stamp and decide this is the person until you find out why they got into a situation. I don't know if I'm allowed to share it, but Brendan will edit it if I'm not allowed to. He was telling me his dad's a pastor and we were talking about stealing. And the one time his dad actually stole medication because his mom was sick. So now imagine if he had gotten caught and went to jail and is now a convict, but you never understand what's the reason why people do. And it's not to say people should do bad things, but it's just, I think as humans, we just need a little bit of empathy. I listened to, I think a psychologist, I was reading that when you're on survival mode, there's no room for empathy.
Yeah.
There's no room for empathy. There's no room for thinking about other people. And so if you're on survival mode and you need to eat, you'll do anything you need to eat.
Yeah.
And you just don't get that on the other side of privilege.
That's so true.
You just really don't get it.
Very true.
Tell me about why, if you're comfortable, why your dad said he was proud of you.
Yeah. So I think the whole time I've always spoken to my dad about like YouTube and like I'm doing this video.
Yeah.
This is the next thing. So I told him like a business idea that I'm doing within YouTube. Then he said, okay, cool. Now you're thinking about how do you make it sustainyou I'm proud of you. Let me know how it goes. So I think he was just proud of the fact that like I'm thinking for the future.
For the future.
Because he calls me, so you know Mr. Video? Do you remember Mr. Video?
Nope.
Mr. Video, we used to rent out videos when we were like.
Oh, yes, Mr. Video. Yes.
So this is what he says to me. Like, do you remember Mr. Video? I'm like, yeah, I know Mr. Video. He's like, you used to love Mr. Video. I'm like, yeah, I used to love Mr. Video. Like, what did you do? I'm like, no, I used to rent movies and like watch movies, get games. He's like, yeah, you're Mr. Video. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, Mr. Video doesn't exist right now. YouTube is hot right now. You're like a soccer player. We know what's happening in the next 5-10 years. Do you want to be Mr. Video? Then I'm still like, yeah.
Hectic.
So I think him hearing that like I'm trying to find businesses and things within YouTube to make it like long term.
Yeah.
Made him proud.
Jeez, that's something for all of us to think about in whatever industry we're in. We can't just think of now. There's
Don't be Mr. Video.
No, don't be Mr. Video. But anyway, we're getting to our wall of wisdom. One word, one quote or scripture that you live by.
Yeah. Give me time. I'm gonna give you a quote because I don't know many scriptures.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I think it says it takes a village to raise. What's the saying? It takes a village to raise a kid.
Yeah.
So that's like a saying that we heard. It takes a village to raise a kid. And then my boys and I were speaking about like how we want to contribute to society. And we were saying that like let's add on to that quote. Like it takes a village to raise a kid, but it's up to the kid to come back and uplift the village. That's one thing that we like, and like so we always say that like whatever we do, like no matter how hard we work, we have to go back to our village and then pour back into our village because they poured into us.
That's incredible. Okay, 3 podcasts or books that are contributing greatly towards you.
Yeah, all my books are so technical.
Okay.
So there's a book. It's like how to make money.
Are you a reader?
Not really.
Okay.
My dad like is a reader, so
you can't lead if you don't read. I'm with him on that one.
That's true. It's I forgot the title, but it's how to make money in property in South Africa, or how to make money in property.
That's so hardcore.
Yeah. Another one is like it's like a management book. I can't remember the name. It's like how to manage.
Yeah.
Another one is like how to lead and be a leader in your industry.
Okay. Yeah. And podcasts? Do you listen to podcasts?
I actually don't.
You just listen to yours.
I listen to many, and I can't say yours because I'm here. But no, I don't listen to any podcasts. I can't lie. I think it's called Shits and Giggles. I listen to them on like short form.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool. All right. And then you're going to complete the sentence. Yeah. A wise woman once said.
Clean your room. I don't know.
That's like, your mother?
Yeah, it's my mom and it's my girlfriend. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Why don't you clean your room? If your mom had to say it your whole life and your girlfriend is still saying it, what is wrong with you?
My mom, I'm sorry. My girlfriend, she said it like I stopped. It's like I'm one of the cleanest people right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, I actually watched a video, one of your first videos, or it was a rewind to your first video.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why doesn't he close his cupboards?
That's the first one.
I was like, why wouldn't you just close your cupboards?
And that
takes 1 second.
I hadn't taken a shower. It's my first YouTube video. I hadn't taken a shower. I was very excited, like, yo, I'm going to be a YouTuber.
So you just woke up and just like, let's do this.
The YouTubers are watching real, so I want to be real too. This is me. This is how I look.
It's like, no, you're just dirty.
And my girlfriend at the time was like, make the bed, close the cupboard. I'm like, no, I need to be real.
That's not real though. It's not real. But you know what? Oksalayo, you put out that video and it started your life out.
Definitely.
Yeah. But man, thank you so much. Your story is absolutely incredible. And I think my intent for bringing you on is to just share almost a journey of someone who continues to choose passion and you don't always have it figured out. And I love that you're very honest about saying, I'm still figuring it out. Actually, while we're there, you just introduced memberships.
Yeah, I just introduced channel memberships. So I do a lot of shows, like a reality show.
Yeah.
I do speed dating shows and just like mini reality shows about my life. And it's hard to get enough production budgets to shoot them. So I've launched channel memberships for people to subscribe, to be a part of the journey. So we're going to create the shows together. You get to choose the cast members, the series we go to, how it looks, storyline. So yeah, it's just for people to help me find the shows and for them to be a part of the whole process.
And it's what, 59 Rand a month?
59 Rand a month,
And you don't, it's month month to month. You don't have to. It's not reoccurring,
No, it's
right?
not
You have to
reoccurring.
choose every time.
Yes.
Yes, you have to choose every time.
Yes, I stand to be corrected.
Yeah. I think so. But here's something I feel like you should add to memberships when you get a chance. I think teaching the business behind creating. Because I think you've got such a passion for business as much as you do for creating and strategy and all of that. That's what a lot of people do. Or maybe do consultations on your membership. Because that's what a lot of creators need strategy. Because you get the most brilliant creators, but there's no strategy. And it's Mr. Video. And we don't want Mr. Videos. No Mr. Videos. But thank you so much for taking your time and sharing your journey with me.
This was nice. It felt like a therapy session.
Did it? I saw your eyes getting teary.
Yeah, a couple of times.
Why did you let it out?
No.
I was just like, I wanted to ask him, like, are you crying? I'm like, nah, let the man be.
It's the lights.
It's the lights.
Lights are bright.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. This is nice.
Run out of your favorites from Dis-Chem? Shop all your Dis-Chem essentials on Dis-Chem Delivered for delivery in just 60 minutes. Dis-Chem Delivered, from us to you on demand.